Hello, my name is Jas Stokes, and today I'm going to be doing a video blog on the topic of gender in the workplace for an assignment that I'm doing for gender and communications class. The industry that I decided to choose was construction workers, specifically taking a look at electricians. Now, background for this is that I actually was an apprentice for the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, so I do have a couple of different experiences that can help to supplement the research that I was able to do. So taking a look at a couple of the demographics and statistics that I was able to find, I did use Zibia.com, which is a career platform that stated a statistic that of over 200,000 workers within the industry, 7.1% were women and 92.9% were men. Now, if you take 92.9% and add it to 7.1%, you will get 100%. My question to you is, where are the other individuals? Now, we know that gender nonconforming individuals more than likely are a part of the industry, but either the percentage of them is just so small that they didn't think to include it, or they weren't even taken into account when the statistic was created. Business Insider article survey showed that 44% of women and non-binary individuals either left the industry or considered doing so, mostly due to either a lack of respect or harassment. This is unfortunately still true for apprentices. Of respondents to the Institute for Women's Policy Research survey, 21% of these apprentices felt that they were rarely treated equally on work assignments, and 19.4% of these apprentices felt that they were not treated equally in on-the-job training. And these are huge statistics for us to take a look at. And there's quite a few different barriers that we find within the industry to having that equality that we would hope for. One of the huge things is that there's a big power dynamic between the apprentices and the journeymen, as well as the very gendered term of journeymen and also International Brotherhood of International Workers. Now, I know this is something that has been brought up and is possibly being addressed, but as of yet, I do not know that there's any official announcement that they're changing the terms that they're using for that level of accomplishment. There's also a huge there's a lack of appropriate clothing and gear and resources for women and gender nonconforming individuals, as well as accommodations. I know that I was actually passed up for being able to do certain work because I wasn't able to go to the accommodations that they had because all they had available was a men's work camp. Unfortunately, as we know, in society, construction is still considered to be men's work. There is an atmosphere of sexism and genderism that still is very rampant within the people that are part of that industry. There's also a huge issue with childcare, the resources and support for that, which I know is something that's not limited to this industry. As well as being able to take time off. So, within the construction industry, there's a push for productivity and being able to do things effectively but quickly. And taking time off because your child is sick definitely calls into question, the stability of your job, which is huge. There's also just a lack of opportunity presented to women and female gendered individuals as well as non-gender conforming individuals. If I had found out about the apprenticeship program while I was still in high school, it's quite possible that I would have decided to try and invest time in that instead of going directly to college. But this was not an opportunity that was, directed at me. And I was able to find out about it later on in life, and I definitely enjoyed the time that I was able to spend investing into it. There's also a huge communication hindrance in that, as most people are aware, the environment of construction sites is generally rampant with crude and inappropriate joking, as well as sexual harassment. And there is actually just not a lot of room for communication to occur. The atmosphere for chatting is very limited. The only opportunities to be able to address these things are either before work or after work or sometimes during lunch, but it's just very short. One thing that does look very good is in 2022, women made about 96% of what men made, which, is very good. It's progress, but it's not quite getting us where we need to be. Taking a look at moving forward in my conclusion, There's a huge labor shortage within this industry. And I think, if they want these workers that are available, they're going to have to take a couple of different steps. Definitely taking a look at having very established good role models, as well as providing those opportunities and really having the exposure to individuals. There is a great organization here in town, Alaska Works Partnership, that does a Women in the Trades program, which helps walk women through the industry. And, we definitely need to take a look at using gender neutral terms, having gender neutral bathrooms and accommodation options, as well as developing and enforcing a very strong harassment policy. There's also just a need to try and figure out a good way to develop lines of communication within the field. As I said before, there's very limited amounts of ability for people to be able to have these discussions in order for us to be able to make the progress and change that we need in order for this industry to become more equitable. Thank you.